Hi, everyone. Dear participants, colleagues, we welcome you to our first General Info Day presentation of Seeds of Bravery project. We are delighted to see so many participants. Today, we will tell you in detail about the project, sorry, and today we will tell you in detail about the project itself, the key points for applying, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. So you need to write your question in the YouTube translation. My name is Yana, and I'm a head of project and programs in Ukrainian Startup Fund. Today, I'm working with my colleagues, Maria Karpiłowska, project manager at FundingBox Accelerator, and Sviatoslav Sviatnenko, co-founder of Innov and founder of Mission Possible. We want to remind you that Seeds of Bravery project funded by the European Union under the European Innovation Council. So let's get started. For right now, I want to invite to the stage Maria with the overview of Seeds of Bravery project. Maria, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Hello to all the participants, all of us for listening to us. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Yana, for the introduction and for making this webinar today, Info Day, happening. So today I would like to present to you, let's say, more or less general overview of the project. We'll go into some details, but we just want to give you the general idea of what the project is about and what kind of support we can deliver. So next, please. Seeds of Bravery project, as Yana already mentioned, is an initiative funded under the European Innovation Council work program, focused on supporting Ukrainian deep tech innovative SMEs, including startups and scale-ups, through the identification and acceleration of innovations in areas such as cybersecurity, healthcare, EdTech, infrastructure and materials, agri-food technology, mobility, energy, or climate. So basically, we are looking to support deep tech solutions which are crucial for rebuilding Ukrainian economy and infrastructure after the war. Seeds of Bravery will support selected Ukrainian companies with equity-free funding, but also with non-financial support from Seeds of Bravery partners, such as support in attracting new investors, networking, training, and facilitating access to international markets. As Seeds of Bravery, we also aim to establish a pan-European network that will promote the integration of Ukrainian tech innovators into European ecosystems while creating a dynamic environment for Ukrainian entrepreneurs to thrive. And thus, we hope to increase the participation of Ukrainian startups in future European Innovation Council calls. Yes, thank you for the next slide. Here you can see us, the consortium behind the Seeds of Bravery project. So we are a very strong consortium of partners coordinated by FundingBox, EU leader in Cascade Funding. Altogether, there are 17 of us with 2 associated partners. The consortium includes 6 Ukrainian tech innovators in EU markets. We cannot imagine running such a project without the participation of Ukrainian partners, of course, with 9 other European EU players. So drawing on our mutual capabilities, together we aim to strengthen the Ukrainian tech landscape and contribute to global success of local entrepreneurs. So next, please. So as you already know what the Seeds of Bravery project is, let's move on to who the Seeds of Bravery project needs. So we will support Ukrainian innovative deep tech SMEs. So that's, if we put it in a nutshell. What does it mean Ukrainian? The answer may seem simple, but not quite. So we have a whole list of requirements here. So a Ukrainian company is first of all the one registered in Ukraine. Or another situation is that it's a Ukrainian company relocated from Ukraine to one of the member states of the European Union or Horizon Europe associated countries after the outbreak of war, so after the 24th of February 2022. Another situation is that it's a company that is already registered in one of the member states of the European Union, but also after the 24th of February 2022. And the additional requirement is that such a company must have at least one founder or co-founder or top manager holding Ukrainian citizenship. Additionally, we require that at least one of the founders or co-founders works for the company full-time. It means that this is his or her only business. Of course, they may have shares in other businesses, but they are not working there. He or she is not employed in another company and also is expected to dedicate their entire working hours to the company, indicating a full-time commitment to its operations and success. The next point you can see in this slide is, sorry, could you please go back to the previous slide? Yes, here. So innovative and deep tech. These are also keywords in Seeds of Bravery project, because we want to support Ukrainian innovative deep tech companies. So how do we understand this concept of innovative and deep tech? So to be innovative, a business must operate on a relatively small scale. And here comes in the requirement of the SME, but at the same time demonstrate a high degree of innovation in its products, services, or processes. And when it comes to deep tech, we understand that such a company provides technology solutions based on very well rooted in scientific or engineering challenges based on research with the potential to disrupt existing industries and also characterized by some sort of technology uncertainty. So we are looking for solutions that involve maybe some uncharted territories where those scientific and engineering concepts are still maybe not fully understood yet. And the third point you can see in the slide is the European dimension. Of course, this is a project funded under the EIC work program. So we are looking for proposals that will have the capacity to kind of increase the presence of Ukrainian startups in the European innovation ecosystem and their future participation in EIC calls. So the next slide, please. Okay. Also, the submitted proposals to be, in order for us to take them into consideration for the evaluation, they must fall within the scope of the Seeds of Bravery project. So basically, this is everything I've already mentioned. So we want to promote innovative solutions, services, or products, once again, that can become economic drivers in the efforts to rebuild Ukraine. So this is like very, very important point for us. You can find more information on all these requirements, eligibility criteria in the guide for applicants. So later on, we will also guide you as to where you can find all the documents and materials. And next slide, please. Okay, so what do we actually provide as Seeds of Bravery project? You know what the project is, who the project needs, and now what the program can do for you, the project can do for you. So Seeds of Bravery offers 5 programs through which we will support our beneficiaries with equity funding and those non-financial services. So this is the first info day we are running, but The following ones will focus on specific programs. It's just that today I'd like to give you a brief overview of each of the programs. So the first one, Business and Innovation Services, will provide grants of up to 10,000 euros for proposals that aim to purchase services. What kind of services? We have a whole catalog. You will find it in the guide for applicants, but let me just name a few: business consultancy services, IPR and patents analysis, market analysis, validation, portfolio management services, and relations with investors. So business consultancy and other services. What is crucial in this program? The services that are in this catalog, they are not provided by the consortium partners. We only provide here funding for beneficiaries to purchase those services. What's more, under this program, the funding will not be paid in advance. We will pay it as a kind of reimbursement after the purchased service is delivered, and once the proof of service is presented to the consortium. So these are the most important points about the first program. The second one, as you can see here in the slide, this is innovative entrepreneurship. And here we will provide grants of up to 25,000 euros for projects under specific circumstances. And what are the circumstances? So funding will be provided for business continuity in Ukraine. So companies that continue to operate in Ukraine in the current context, or for business creation, restarting, continuity of women-led companies in Ukraine, or in one of the member states of the European Union after the 24th of February. Okay, so here we have two situations: business continuity in Ukraine, or creation, restarting, continuity of women-led companies in Ukraine or outside Ukraine after the 24th of February. Here we will focus on startups whose technology readiness level is 3, or so this is experimental proof of concept or higher. The third program provides grants of up to 25,000 euros for those projects that aim to test their value proposition and develop their first MVP. Through activities such as user or demand testing or prototype validation or other pre-MVP innovation activities. And in this program, we will focus on the startups whose technology readiness level is minimum 4. So technology validated in lab. The fourth program, again, the funding is up to 25,000 euros for those projects that aim to create or develop innovative products or services that meet the demand from both individuals and the state for a rapid post-war reconstruction in the prioritized areas that we already mentioned, so cybersecurity, health and life sciences, edtech, and so on. So here we will look for scale-ups with technology readiness level equal or higher than 7. And the fifth program, this is, let's say, our longest, biggest program with highest funding, with grants of up to 50,000 euros. This is deep tech scale-up and acceleration for scale-ups with technology readiness level, again, minimum 7, for projects that focus on rapid reaching or extending of the market, right? And this is a brief summary of all the 5 programs. So next slide, please. As we've already mentioned, the grant in each of the programs will be reinforced by tailor-made non-financial support offered by the Seeds of Bravery project partners. So here on the left, you can see a diagram. We call it metro lines. So each line corresponds to each program. It's color-coded. And for each program, a catalog of services is available. You can see examples of such services on the right. So access to additional financing, matchmaking with investors, and so on and so on. So once you are selected and accepted into the program, you will be able to choose from a catalog of services, which of them would match your needs. Certain services will be a must depending on the program, but basically a catalog will be there for you to choose from, depending on your individual needs. So next slide, please. Yes, so here you can see the timeline of our, let's say, cutoff dates, but let me start with this. Our open calls in Seeds of Bravery are continuous ones. What does it mean? It means that you can submit your proposal basically anytime. However, it will be taken into consideration for evaluation after a specific cutoff date. We are running in parallel two open calls, one for business and innovation services and the other one for all the remaining programs. Why? Because business and innovation services is slightly different from all other programs, simply because we are not providing any services there, just funding to purchase those services for beneficiaries. So the closest cutoff date is the 25th of March for programs 2, 3, 4, and 5. It means that if you submit your proposal on the 25th of March, just before 5, we will take it into consideration after this date for evaluation. If you submit your proposal on the 25th of March at 3 past 5, because 5 is the cutoff hour, then we will take it into consideration after the next cutoff date. So after the 25th of June, which will be the second cutoff date. In terms of cutoff dates for business and innovation services, the first program, we already closed one cutoff date on the 28th of February. So the submitted proposals until then are now under evaluation. The next cutoff for this program is the 20th of May, and then the next one again 3 months later. So please just remember that you can submit your proposal anytime. It's just that we have certain specific timing for evaluating your proposal. And I think that would be all from my side. Of course, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the end of our webinar today. And I think the floor is yours, Sviatoslav.
Excellent. Thank you, Maria, for a great overview. And welcome everybody to our first Info Day. It is indeed for us a major milestone to kick off a number of activities and programs within the Seeds of Bravery. I will remind that it's a 2-year project to benefit the ecosystem. I will briefly touch on the overall objectives, our goals, and impact over the next slides, just to explain what we as a consortium of 19 partners have developed and put behind the project. So let's start digging into some details here. We'll start from objectives, and of course, building on what Maria said before, one of the core objectives is to select startups, innovative tech SMEs, with, of course, deep tech in mind, to support them financially and via non-financial measures. So, of course, we have a total 12 million euro grant fund to be able to support non-equity Ukrainian startups via the Seeds of Bravery. We need to mention here that we will be able to provide up to 60,000 euro per each startup via multiple streams. And of course, it's up to you to decide whether you're ready to apply for 10,000 euro or 25 or 50,000 euro via the programs. I would add that we didn't invent the wheel. We take the best practice from Ukrainian Startup Fund and FundingBox to assemble a smooth, flexible, transparent, open call-based system for you to be able to easily apply and for us to be able to follow the process, evaluate proposals, and finally sign the agreement with startups who will win the grant financing. Those startups we call beneficiaries. So they are beneficiaries for us. And as beneficiaries, they will also have a number of non-financial support measures. And that's another objective. Number 2 objective is to facilitate access to additional finance beyond the finance we can provide within the Seeds of Bravery. So we'll have a number of specific activities and interventions for beneficiaries, for startups that will benefit from the Seeds of Bravery, to be able to train them how to pitch better, to be able to work with them within the proposal writing bootcamps so they can access follow-up opportunities, mostly from European Innovation Council, but also beyond that within the Horizon Europe and other European programs that can fund startups from Ukraine and Ukrainian startups. Of course, another dimension is to work on unlocking some capital that can be available for those startups. And another specific intervention and activities that we'll have is business angel literacy program that will address the need to employ potential business angels in Ukraine with some skills and knowledge so they can look into opportunity to invest in startups and support them financially, increasing the overall investment climate in Ukraine. Moving forward to objective number 3 is, of course, correlates with what Ukraine as a country is general heading into the direction of European integration and the European Union. And of course, we will work on that innovation part or ecosystem part, technology part of that integration. As a consortium, we have multiple partners across Europe. We have some of the best universities in the consortium. We have some of the largest acceleration programs. We have innovation agencies. That is the foundation for us to build this pan-European integration, but also that is an opportunity for us, for the team behind Seeds of Bravery, to nurture further relationship between startups and ecosystem players from Ukraine and, of course, from the European Union. We will specifically target different soft landing programs that are available in European Union. Of course, conferences, co-workings which can provide more opportunities for those who are already in the European Union and close to the market, close to the client. Indeed, as a result of the project, we expect Ukraine to be much closer to the European Union and, of course, integrate the ecosystem and bridge some of the innovation divide that is currently present. Final point on this slide is about accessing the market, because we, of course, understand that just providing finance isn't enough for a startup to succeed. That's why we carefully designed a number of activities that will facilitate access to market for the startups we'll have in Seeds of Bravery. That will include a number of market fast-track programs that will be able to provide startups with workshops to outline the basic information about the markets, about the regions, about potential business opportunities out there, and also facilitate the matchmaking opportunities to be able to have first steps in the market. We'll, of course, provide market analytics and legal support as a part of the market and legal app that we have in the project, again, to be able to support startups to decide and then eventually make first steps on the market, do market introductions, and eventually scale globally. Moving forward to the next slide, I will also mention a couple of more objectives that we put overall in the project. And the following on my point about non-financial support, we also designed a number of incubation, acceleration, and business creation programs that are specifically focused on equipping startups with extra skills, providing them extra knowledge, and also providing an extensive mentorship support so they can benefit from some of the expertise that they may not have at the moment, learn from the best startups in the market, from experienced professionals that will be able to facilitate their growth, accelerate their growth, and of course, fix some of the potential lacking knowledge that startups may have, especially at early stage. So indeed, one of the objectives is to launch a number of business creation, acceleration programs for the beneficiaries that we'll have in the program and support them beyond the financing that we provide. Finally, we'll provide a number of coaching services for UAE startups, for Ukrainian startups. And we currently work on extending the mentorship pool, the people from Ukraine as well as European Union and globally who will be able to support and to provide some extra expertise to the startups that will be in the program. We, of course, here also need to mention that we'll have a specific program for the female entrepreneurship and leadership program that will support specifically female-driven startups and female founders and C-level managers via a set of coaching services provided specifically for them. Finally, last point on this slide is about visibility. We, of course, all understand that we need to put Ukrainian ecosystem, Ukrainian startups and success story on the market to make our work and progress visible. And that's why we also have a number of activities related to disseminating and communicating about the startups who will be in the program, about the program itself. And this is one of the points that is led by Ukrainian Startup Fund. Moving forward, I will also touch briefly on the key outcomes and goals that we expect from the program. As I said, we have 2 years. We expect to benefit at least 200 startups financially via the grant funds that we have within Seeds of Bravery, and of course, benefit the ecosystem at large via different intervention. Of course, given the conditions in Ukraine, given the war in Ukraine, one of the priorities is to ensure that Ukrainian tech startups and SMEs, they have the business continuity, right? That financing that we provide can support them in resisting, in a way, the harsh conditions currently present in the ecosystem. And of course, as I said before, we expect startups to have a first step within Seeds of Bravery and then support them to attract more financing via multiple European programs, particularly European Innovation Council that is actually funding the Seeds of Bravery project. The next couple of goals that we also need to highlight is, of course, about the further increased participation of startups in general European opportunities, networks, events, and of course, we will have a number of activities related to introducing startups to European accelerators that can provide additional support, entering new markets, entering new geographies, and winning clients and investors. We'll also work on the market side of market introduction to understand what are the market needs across different countries, geographies, or industries within the European Union, so startups can really be aced in a way to be correct in their market activities and enter new markets. So apart from market access programs, we'll of course connect the investor community. We'll have a number of demo days where startups will be able to pitch to corporates and to investors to present their solutions, to present their ideas and technologies, so it can be then taken up by the industry or be financed. We, of course, will have a number of mentors, coaches, and partners within the project, and that will all be support programs to be able to support startups to have a better growth chance and move better in terms of TRL level development, for instance. Last point on this slide is, of course, we also look at the solutions that will be specifically focused on rebuilding Ukraine. Some of the industries were already mentioned, but of course, infrastructure, AI, cybersecurity, robotics are just some of the areas where we see a significant potential for solutions that can have immediate positive impact on rebuilding Ukraine now and, of course, in post-war period. So we, of course, encourage startups, idea holders, entrepreneurs to consider applying, to get to know the program better, and, of course, provide their ideas how to rebuild Ukraine with a strong technology background. Yeah. So finally, in terms of the impact, I will also just tell probably some high-level points over this slide to outline our logic, but the core idea is to, within the program and with support of our consortium, to dramatically improve skills and capacity of startups to work on the European market, to understand the regulations, to understand how to grow the technology. Secondly, we need to work on overall visibility of Ukrainian ecosystem. And that is a unique chance for us to highlight some of the success stories, to work with startups, connect with investors, connect with corporates, and to make this visible to a larger audience, to put Ukraine indeed on the map of innovation ecosystems across Europe. We also focus on increasing participation in European programs. And that is important right now within this 2 years project, but it is crucially important for the future once we have more and more European opportunities, European funding programs related to startups, to innovators in Ukraine. So that is another dimension of the projects that we have. We know that in terms of the economic growth, many economies rely on micro, small, and medium businesses. We strongly believe as a consortium, as many partners here, that innovative startups, innovative SMEs is the locomotive of future Ukraine's economy. And that's why within Seeds of Bravery, we'll try to focus and support them as much as we can in terms of financial support and non-financial business support. So that is pretty much overview of the logic behind the Seeds of Bravery program. I will now give the floor back to Ukrainian Startup Fund and to Yulia.
Thank you, Svat. To Yana, but doesn't matter. Thank you for your key goals. It's really needed. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. So for right now, my part about how to get involved and participate into the project. In short, first of all, that I want to ask all of you, read the guide for applicants. Choose the program you're interested in, apply, and wait for a positive decision. But now, let's go into more detail. In general, you need to understand and to know that application process consists just 2 steps. First step is short application from the automatical check-in via the FundingBox platform. This step is unique, and you will complete it just once per company for all UASEED support program. And next one step, the second one, full proposal via USF platform. It's just like you will have the link to go to the full proposal just after the first one phase. Next slide, please. After a short registration in the FundingBox platform, you will receive an email with a unique ID code and a link to continue your application through the USF platform. We received many inquiries from the application as to why they do not see the available application on the USF portal. Let me emphasize this once again. Only after clicking on this link you will receive from FundingBox, you will be able to see the available programs on the USF portal. If you already have an account in the USF portal, the email address you used to register on the FundingBox portal should be the same. It's the main point. Otherwise, you will have the difficulty with the registration. So just one more time to remind. First of all, you need to have a link from the FundingBox platform. Second one, you will go to the USF platform, and you need to log in to each of platform in one email. On USF platform, choose the respective UASEEDs program. You can apply for several programs at the same time. The main condition is that the grant amount should be exact 60,000 euros. So you can configure the grant program so you will have no more than 60,000 euros. You can apply for several programs at the same time, and this just the one main condition. From my side, that's all. And for right now, I want Maria and Svat to answer the question because I see for right now that we have a lot of questions. So I will read and guys, help me with the answers. Okay. First one, question about the terms of application revision, especially about deep tech scale up and acceleration. As I know, there's a conflict between Seeds of Bravery and UNICEF, so we need to plan our time. Maria, I think that you can help us with the terms, how long the application is reviewing.
I'm not sure I understand how long it takes to complete the application.
A complete review evaluation process. I think that the question
yeah, I understand.
how
Actually,
many time,
I think we have it in one of the next slides. Yes, but once you submit your full proposal and the cutoff date passes, we launch this very robust but transparent, fair, and equal with equal treatment evaluation process. Okay, so there are a few steps. I don't know. Can we go to maybe to one of the next slides? I don't know if it's directly on the next one. Yes, so here you can all see the overview of the selection process. So once you submit the full proposal and the cutoff date passes, it starts. So the first step is that we carry out in-out scope screening just to check whether the submitted applications are within the scope of the project and within the scope of the program you are applying for. Then the independent evaluation starts. Then after we have the results of the independent evaluation, the consortium, so project partners meet for the consensus meeting. Then for program 4 and 5, there's jury day and so on and so on. So actually the whole process will take minimum 2 months from the cutoff date until you sign the subgrant agreement. So this is the general, let's say, timeline for the whole selection process. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, I hope that yes. I hope that yes. We will see if no. Thank you, Maria. Next question we have. We created trusted partner network of European teach companies and provide services for talent and project sharing, but there is no such things in the list of areas. Would it be okay if we will try to submit the application?
Can you read once again the list of the area?
That just like the main question is there is no yeah, industries.
So the way we formulate is that the area we list are the prioritized ones. So the list is not exhaustive. You can submit your proposal having in mind that the priority will be given to the proposals that fall under the areas prioritized by Seeds of Bravery. But yes, we invite you to submit your proposal, because then it all depends on the amount of proposals on the number of proposals we get, right? And the quality of the proposals.
Thank you so much, Maria. One more question about the deadline of selection. I think that we're already done with this question. One more question about the industry. Humans Create is a platform that connects children with sponsors who provide targets, stipends for education, sports, and development. Are we a target startup for the Seeds of Bravery project?
I would say it depends whether like the consortium and we could consider it an edtech solution, just the way I'm thinking about it now. And then it will depend on whether the evaluators, independent evaluators, can understand from your proposal, from this description, this innovation and deep tech component, right? So we always encourage applicants to provide the maximum detail in the description in the proposal form. So you always have to think about it from this point of view of an evaluator, right? So you are writing it for someone who will be checking certain criteria, and the more details you give, the better description you give, the more information the evaluator will get. So my answer would be that will depend on whether an independent evaluator sees the innovation and deep tech element in it, right?
I would add here that it is hard to judge on a brief description because we have multiple eligibility criteria ranging from at least one person working full-time on the project, being registered in Ukraine or European Union or associated country, and of course the deep tech notion that we expect the startups will have a scientific component to it, an engineering component, or a novel technology which has some risks. So I would rather focus on the rules that we have because it's really hard to evaluate whether a startup is eligible just for one-line description. I would suggest to look at the website and guide for applicants. I hope we outlined the criteria well there.
Exactly. Thank you, Maria, and thank you, Svat, for this. Over here, I can see the complaint about the USF web platform. So I will see what I can answer here. The main problem is with the link and with some problems with the USF platform. The platform right now is working properly. We received a lot of application from the first cut-off day, and we're trying to answer everyone. Indeed, there were some problems for the very beginning, but we solved them very quickly with a link from the FBA platform to USF platform, and support was available for all of the time. And furthermore, all applications were reviewed in accordance with the criteria and condition of participation, and none were rejected due to technical failure or some problem with the technical issues. So, moreover, you can apply for this stream again right now. It's available for all the applicants. So if you want to try again, you can do it one more time through the USF platform. Okay, let's go to next question. A good one. Maria, I think that is for you. Can founder apply as a sole proprietor or an individual? What taxes will need to be paid in this case?
So a sole proprietor can apply. We are looking for registered entities. If you are registered as a sole proprietor, this is fine. You are still eligible. The question about the taxes, well, beneficiaries, so startups selected to the program will have to comply with all their local tax regulations in the country where the company is registered.
Thank you so much, Maria. One more question. TRL 9, scale up instead in the closer to post-MVP stage. I believe there is a serious uncertainty in the requirements description. Can you be more specific? I think that
L9?
9, yeah.
But for deep tech scale up and acceleration for program 5, we are looking for scale ups that are at the TRL 7 or higher. Okay.
Thank you so much, Maria. I hope it's okay for our audience. One more question. It is necessary to include proposals from the different suppliers in the budget section. And I saw that one of our really brilliant, I think, future applicant answers this question that no, you need to give just one providers and just have to, if we want, you need to already be provide two more offers. So thank you, Irina, for your answer to this question.
But
one more.
Yana,
Yeah.
sorry, can I add here one thing? Because we've talked about the in-out scope screening, so the submitted proposals must be within the UASEED scope, but also within the scope of the program that applicants are applying for. So in the case of business and innovation services, the element of the scope is that you actually provide an offer from a potential provider, and that we can see correlation between the offer provided. The offer must be a valid one. So if you provide just a link to a website, this is not a valid offer, right? If you provide an offer but without any price value, this is not a valid offer. Okay, so we need a valid offer, an official offer with price value, and we need to see correlation between the value of the offer and the budget to submit. Okay, so this is the only comment I wanted to add. Sorry, Yana, for interrupting.
Thank you so much, Maria, for this clarifying. It's really important for this financial stream. Okay, let me see. Can I apply to both Rebuild Ukraine and Innovative Entrepreneurship, female lead?
Yes, because you will not go above the funding limit of 60,000 euros.
Thank you so much.
But just please, sorry, just please be aware of all other requirements and TRL levels. You'll find all the information in the guide for applicants. And as Sviatoslav said, yes, this is the best practice to read it before you submit your proposal.
Of course, yes. One more. Does the company need to create a new bank account to receive a grant, or how to work with payments?
In general, we don't have this requirement for you to create an EU bank account. However, if you don't provide us with an EU bank account, the cost of currency conversion will be on you. It works this way. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Maria. A really good question right now. Can we work with the foreign contractors on the realization of the project, or only Ukrainian companies are allowed?
You can work with are we talking about the first program, Business and Innovation Services? Because
I think yes. I think yes.
If yes, then of course you can work with a service provider from an EU member state or countries associated to Horizon Europe.
Thank you so much. One more. Where we can find a list of services that are provided under the Deep Tech Scale Up program and can be included in the cost estimate.
The catalog of, okay, the first question, where you can find it in the guide for applicants. We will show later on the slide, the previous slide, I think, shows where you can find all the materials. Yes, so basically, if you go to Seeds of Bravery website, the first link in the slide, you will find all the information you need to know about the project. There is a button, Apply Now. If you click this button, you'll be redirected to OnePass platform. And through this OnePass platform, you submit your short application form, the one where we check, where we carry out this automatic check based on the information you provide and your statements. But on the same OnePass, under the same OnePass link, at the bottom of the page, you'll find a document section. And there you will find all the necessary documents and materials, such as terms of this opportunity, so guide for applicants, and frequently asked questions. And these are two very important documents. And in guide for applicants, you'll find the list of services, the catalog of services. Do you have to include it in the budget? These are the services provided by UASEEDs, Seeds of Bravery partners. So though we provide those services as non-financial support to you. So basically, this is not what you need to include in the budget. What you will need to consider will be personal costs for your effort.
Thank you so much, Maria, for the
those services, of course. Yes, for those services.
Yeah. Furthermore, right now, we just send you the link to the guide for applicants one more time here in the Messenger in YouTube, so you can see this very important document for this program. I have one more question. You mentioned that there is a reimbursement in Innovation Services program. Is it applied to other program as well?
No, not exactly. In other programs, we will have a payment schedule, so the funding will be paid in some kind of installments, let's say, based on the milestone review. So the whole process is also described in the annexes to the guide for applicants under the annex for each specific program. So you can check for each of the programs, there is a description of the payment arrangement, so you can check it there.
Thank you so much, Maria. I'm not sure that I clearly understand the question, but I will read it. Please tell us, what do you mean indicates the date of the start of work on the project? Maybe it's about application?
Yes, we have it in the application form. So this is a question about like when you would be ready to start working on this on the project you propose in your proposal. We are asking it for many reasons. Maybe you have some limitations according to your team. So, well, you know best how your company works, and you know best the resources you have. So we just want to make sure that at the moment of the launch of the support program, you will be ready with your internal resources to start working on the project under one of the Seeds of Bravery support programs.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much, Svat. I see there is no more question for us for right now. So I hope that's it for this info day. So I'm really thank you for this info day. I hope that everyone will have the needed information through our project. And please move us to the slide with next info days. Thank you so much. I want to invite all of you guys to the second, third, and another info days through the UASEEDs project. They will cover all the issues from each financial stream. So we will have the info day number 2 about business innovation services and innovative entrepreneurship. Third one about deep tech incubators, just about this program. Fourth about rebuild Ukraine, and fifth about deep tech scale up and acceleration. So let's go to our social media. Subscribe to our social media, YouTube, Telegram, Facebook, everything that you want to read and where you want to have information. And we will share all information about the next info days there. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you one more time, Svat and Maria. See you in the next info days with Seeds of Bravery.
Thank you very much, Yana, for moderating.
Thank you and good luck to applicants.
Bye-bye.